So, ons bewerkingspraktyke en hoe ons stikstof toedien. Welkom hier so by Farmboek en ons Bob Nielsen Pioneer mieliereeks. Ons kyk 'n bietjie daarna, hy het ons 'n bietjie vertel, dit was een van die vrae gewees en toe hy sy opinie gegee rondom as jy nou striptil of no-till of wat jou bewerkingspraktyk is rondom jou stikstoftoediening. Nogal baie insiggewend. Geniet hom.
In our climate.
Can I just ask you, does some of your farmers also started moving to a no-till or strip-till? Because, you know, in that process, then besides the fact that we broadcast applicate, you know, use broadcast application, on the strip-till, on the no-till, you know, you don't move the soil whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, do they have the same effects then? Or do they use a different method than from the conventional ways?
Yeah, so the question is, if you're in strip till or no-till, how does that change? Probably both timing and placement of nitrogen. And keep in mind though, the difference of equipment and sources. So we're either top dressing by site by injecting anhydrous or by injecting liquid. And we can do the same in no-till or strip till. We're still injecting it into moist soil. All right. So, but you're perfectly right in asking the question. If we were top dressing with urea and broadcasting over the surface and no-till or strip-till, there is a higher risk of volatilization. First of all, because the loss from urea comes from when the urea is initially converted microbially. It goes through the ammonia gas phase briefly before it's then converted to a stable ammonium form. And if that urea is on the surface, when it briefly passes through the ammonia gas phase, poof, it's gone. So one of the stabilizers that I think you use here, probably under a different name, we call it agrotane, what it does is it inhibits the enzymes that do the initial breakdown of the urea. And these enzymes primarily reside in crop residue. So in a no-till situation with a lot of plant residue on the surface, you have a lot of these enzymes ready to start breaking down that urea, which means you increase the risk of volatilization if you're dropping it on the surface. So that's one thing. Seems like there was a second thing I was going to say on that now.
Can I just ask you something?
Go ahead.
You can think about the answer now.
I'm just getting too old.
On that, for example, I use it 20. I think it's 26, 13, 10.
Okay.
What is the time that it takes to get? If you get to 6 leaf stage, the depth of your roots.
Yeah.
And then how long does it take more or less? I know rain dependent as well. For that
Surface applied.
yes, to get to that level. I mean, if you spray it at 6 leaves time,
Yeah.
but the plant needs it at that stage. How long does it take to move down to that?
Yeah.
Depends
And
on
that's
the rain.
I know it's rain dependent, yeah.
It depends on the rain.
No, I know it's rain dependent. I'm talking about, let's take a normal
if there was adequate soil moisture, so that it could get into soil solution quickly. I can't give you the exact number of days, but it's a very quick process. And keep in mind, the roots are not simply growing strictly down; they're also growing laterally.
yeah.
So you're going to have some get it relatively soon, and then it'll keep moving down with soil solution. Okay. Having said that, that's another reason why we tend to not like say surface applied versus injected, because of the risk of it being applied on dry surface as opposed to injecting it into some moist soil to get it into that solution quicker. And so it is a risk of say broadcasting urea as a top dress. That initial movement into soil solution obviously depends on the moisture of that surface soil, and that's probably the challenge you face when you're doing the side dress urea here.
Yeah.
Right. Baie interessante brokkie inligting daarso. Kyk uit vir ons volgende video's. Daar's nog 'n paar wat kom van van Sannieshof boere daar af en so. Weer 'n paar goeie vrae wat uitgekom het tussen die boere. So kyk uit vir ons volgende video's. Tot volgende keer. Groete.